There are some serious concerns about this app that are really coming to the fore. And one, let me go right to you, Tashana, because one of the problems with this is people are saying the app is creating racist outcomes.
Well, one of the things a lot of people are pointing out is this has obvious limitations. And so what we're seeing is that the app doesn't seem to work very well for people of color because based on what it is generating. I want to give you somewhat of an example. What's interesting, we tried a couple more times with my face, and I actually came up with some of the same images as my colleague, Sophia, of course, our lovely sports reporter. So it's kind of interesting that I don't think we look necessarily alike in person, but we actually got two of the same matches. And so it kind of begged the question, you know, how big is this database? Why are we coming up with similar images? And there's another one as well. This one is from a New Zealand painter. It is really interesting because you do delve in and try to look up the artwork, and it has been some beautiful artwork. But what is clear is that the selection of artists isn't that vast. So if you look at the list of places that Google actually grabbed artwork from, the vast majority, about 700,000 items, actually are from the U.S. The next is Britain, and then Germany. There's a small selection, majority European museums, a small selection from South America. And so a lot of Asian, South American users have reported they're not seeing themselves. Interestingly enough, here are two other images, again, using my face that came up. And this one was a Chinese woman. And this one, very interesting. The second one that came up was a black woman. So I got quite a wide range of results. So kind of, you know, and that is what users have been echoing. They're not seeing a lot necessarily from representing their background. And some are making the point that perhaps this is a bigger reflection of the art world. A majority of pieces that are in museums are European artworks.
So that's one of the problems with it. The other is the whole notion of when you upload your photo, what happens with the picture, what happens with the data, and there are people who are worried about privacy, Scott.
And we've seen this in the past. There was a beer company that was using people's images from Facebook, and what is legal, what is not, and it's interesting, Google quietly banned this from Illinois and Texas, and those two states in particular have very tough laws against biometrics, and because of that, they're very litigious, and so they will sue, because what happens if our images wind up selling some product? Do we lose track of our image altogether? Here's one lawyer sort of outlining the danger of this going forward.
Wow.
You can't replace your face like you could with a credit card. So once you have given this information to a company, you are at risk of what they may do with that and where it may go from there.
So it's not here in Canada yet. We'll see if there has any laws against it, but there's certainly a concern here about what happens if we just lose the ability to have our own image to ourselves.
We'll have to put in some calls to our friends at Google Canada, we'll see how it's playing there. But regardless of the issues, I mean, this is crazy. People are hoping that, on a positive, this sparks a renaissance of an interest in art. You can appreciate that as an artist yourself.
Well, thank you very much.
It's giving a sort of a modern-day spin on classic artwork, and it is crazy successful. 450,000 uploads every single week, so people are trying that out. So there you go, see what you come up with at home, and
you know, I was in the Boston Museum, Fine Art Museum, and it's interesting if you look at and recognize a face from 300-400 years ago, and you know how that transcends time, and that's fascinating, I think.
Well, there you go. Now you got the Google spin to do that. Thank you very much.